One time, I had to pretend that I was somebody else so that he would call me back.
When the love was gone, money raised its ugly head.
That always happens when somebody owes you
Yeah.
money. It doesn't happen when you owe somebody money.
Right.
But it always happens, especially when the luster of love has worn off, right?
Yes.
I sort of like that word, relationship where you were together. Is that right?
About a year and a half, actually. We had a long-distance relationship for 10 months before that, and then lived together for almost about 2 years.
Okay. And now you are no longer together. You say he owes you money.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take these things one item at a time, because that's a more organized way of doing business. Damage to my car, $477.18.
Mm-hmm.
So how did that come about?
I can show you this.
No, tell me.
Okay. I guess I was out of town, and we had a driveway in which my car was parked at the top. I guess either he was on a job or I'm not sure exactly
I
what.
backed into her car.
And
You backed into a car?
Yeah, basically backed into the car and damaged the back end.
Okay. Did you have it fixed right away?
No.
Why?
Because I was trying to get the money from Aaron.
Well, how long did you live together afterwards, after this damage to the car?
Probably another 6 months, maybe.
Now, you can't tell me that during that 6-month period you were trying to get the money from him to fix it.
Yes.
No.
What do you mean, yes?
Yes, I had asked him to please pay for the damages. I was still able to drive my car, considering the damage was in the back.
Mm-hmm.
It's damage that, yes, is kind of expensive, but it's not something that...
It's cosmetic.
It's cosmetic, basically. It's a
So how
dent.
much after you broke up did you decide to fix the car?
I didn't fix the car. It's still dented.
Gym membership, $713.12. And this is for a gym membership that you shared and I paid off. Mm-hmm. Tell me about it.
We had decided to get a gym membership at Bally's together. I had put it through my bank. So what happens is every month they would take the funds out of my bank account. Of course, when we broke up, the funds were still coming out of my bank account, and I ended up paying off $1,400, half of which is $713.12.
How long did you use the gym membership after you split up?
I went a few times myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never used the membership, and just when we did it, it was a better deal for us both to do it. And
well, what was the difference? Do you know?
Oh.
Between a single membership and a double membership?
No.
Mm-mm. I don't know. And it was something I used it once when we first got it.
Well, the question is, sir, did you obligate her to pay this gym membership because you intended to use it?
I didn't. It was something she wanted to do. You know, she wanted the membership. And
so you just went along for the ride?
well, I thought there was, you know, as far as the cost of it, I thought it was something we would both cover over.
So did you pay for any of it?
Oh yeah.
How much did you pay?
I never kept exact track, but probably, you know, over the period of a year, probably $200–300.
And how did you make those payments to her?
Just gave her money here and there.
For the gym?
Well, I gave her money for mini bills that.
For the gym?
No, not specifically for the gym. Not that I can say. All the payments I had given her were larger sums that were.
For what?
For, you know, utility bills and gym payments and things like that. So, all in one payment, every month.
Well, let me see. No. Checks for these large sums of money. You return checks for large sums of money.
There you
I'm basically just pinpointing these items as what I'm suing for. Those canceled checks have nothing to do with these items.
What do they have to do with?
They have to do with other items that...
I disagree with that. Those canceled checks go to a list here that Vanessa had faxed me that I can show the judge also. And those canceled checks correspond with those payments on that and with this, actually. I'd gone down that list and marked off what I felt were fair and reasonable things that she should be paid back for. And on the second sheet,
Well, how much, sir, do you think is fair and reasonable for her to be paid back?
Well, on the about
No, is it not a number?
sorry,
Give me a number.
about $2,800.
And how much have you paid her?
$2,800.
You've paid her $2,800. Does that cover the gym?
Specifically, no, it doesn't cover the gym specifically.
All right. Does that cover the damage to her car?
No, because I've never gotten a total on that.
Can I see the estimate for the damage on your car, please?
Okay.
Just give me the estimate, not a tone. You have a deductible on your insurance?
Yes.
What's your deductible?
I think it's $500.
What do you mean you think?
I'm not sure.
Well, how can I do this if I don't know what your deductible is?
I'm pretty sure it's $500, but I'm not sure.
I still don't understand why it took you so long to even think about fixing the car. Let me see the dent to the back of the car.
It's on the back of that picture. It was something that could have waited. It wasn't something
Oh,
that...
it sure can. It's just like a little kiss.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I had called him, I had paged him. He wouldn't return my pages.
That always happens when somebody owes you
Yeah,
money.
yes,
Especially
Yes.
when the luster of love has worn off,
yes,
right?
yes.
And later today,
Kids do that when they're in elementary school. They go around and tear each other's posters off.
understand that.
You understand that? You're supposed
Yes,
to be
ma'am.
more adult as you get older.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. After Vanessa DeVargas and Aaron Latham broke up, she says he refused to pay his share of bills and damaged her car.
All right, let's go to the next thing then. Next thing is a credit card that I started for him in my name, $455.09. What's this credit card, sir? Do you know?
Yeah, and I have also paid her back for that.
You have.
Yeah, in that $2,800.
Well, did you use that credit card at all?
No,
Do you have the last statement from the credit card?
yes.
Can I see it, please?
I made several payments. I didn't make one lump sum. But that was the last payment in which I paid off the credit card.
This says that there was a previous balance of $37. How am I supposed to tell whose expenses these are?
In the checks there and in the breakdown of what she says I owed her versus what I've paid her, it kind of shows that I know it's kind of complicated, but
It is very complicated. I wish you young people who decide to set up housekeeping didn't exchange credit cards. Really very stupid.
I agree.
Never do it again.
Yeah. That's what everybody says. You don't have checks here, sir.
I'm sorry?
You showed me these bills, sir, these checks that you say should total $2,800. They
Okay.
don't even total $1,000.
I don't believe I have all $2,800 worth of checks here because I didn't start to get my checks sent back to me until after this started. I just have to go by what she deducted off the balance. And
How much-
it shows payments. She dated them on her.
How much did you receive from him in total?
I don't know.
Listen, I can't figure this whole thing out. Nobody can figure this whole thing out. Probably even not an accountant can figure this whole thing out. One thing I do know for sure is that you owe her half of the gym membership. Now, the entire membership was $1,400 and change, so you owe her $700 for the gym membership. That I know for sure. Madam, I'm allowing you $300 for the repair of your car.
Okay, thank you.
Fix this little
Can I also
ting
add...
in the back of the car. And I'm giving you $700 for the gym payment because I think that you obligated yourself to pay for this gym. The fact that he didn't use it, that's his problem. He was there, he thought it was a good deal, he's got to pay for part of it, and he can't establish to my satisfaction that he's ever paid any part of that. You wanted to say something else?
I wanted to add that I had tried to, after I had broken up with Aaron and had moved out, I had tried numerous times to make arrangements to meet with him. I had called him, I had paged him. He wouldn't return my pages. One time, I had to pretend that I was somebody else so that he would call me back, and he did. So this is why this has gone on for so long, because I have never been able to reach him or find him or get him to call me back. And because of this...
That always happens when somebody owes you
yeah,
money.
Yes.
Especially
Yes.
when the luster of love has worn off.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I sort of
So-
like that word,
I like
luster
that.
of love.
I'll write that down.
So,
So that is why this has been drawn out for so long, and I
Mr.
took it
Vargas.
to court.
put a period. Move on with it.
Okay.
I'm giving her a judgment for $1,000. Fix the dinghy on your car, help you pay for the gym membership that you probably paid off. Do me a favor, you get another boyfriend? Keep your credit cards under lock and key,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
All right, that's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Get your paperwork.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
And now the next case.
Parties on Buffa versus Paz Martinez. Step forward, please.
40-year-old student Charles Buffa says fellow student Karen Paz, 25, tore down his campaign posters at Los Angeles City College and ruined his chances of becoming student vice president.
Which one of you is Miss Martinez?
I am.
Mr. Buffer, you were running for the office of vice president, according to your papers, of a school organization, and Miss Martinez was your adversary.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was this college?
Yes, Your Honor.
Which school?
LACC, LA City College. Yes, Your Honor.
And according to your complaint, Miss Martinez and/or Miss Paz took down 6 of your posters,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you are suing them for $72, which is the cost of the posters, and you also lost the election.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. How do you know that they took down the posters?
Okay, Your Honor, first of all, number one is that I found the poster. Let me bring this up to you. I found the poster in the location of where this lady was. Number two is they admitted it to me the next day.
All right, tell me about the admission.
And I, with the election chair commission lady who's here with me today, will testify that they admitted that she tore down the posters. She
Who
cussed
tore
it-
down the posters?
Miss Karen Paz over here.
Did you tear down the posters?
No, not all.
Not all.
No,
Did you take down some?
2.
You took down some.
2, yeah.
Why?
That was my mistake.
Your Honor.
Yeah.
Also, too, I'd like to bring up, too, that she also signed an affidavit saying she did do this, okay?
Well, let me see the affidavit.
Okay, I'd have to come up to you or have him bring it to you. You see, Your Honor, it isn't about money here. It's about principle. You destroyed something to me in hopes of not getting me elected to try to hamper me from getting elected is what this girl did.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I plan on pursuing something honest where you don't have to use deceit and trickery to win an election. By tearing up stuff, that is not right.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 40-year-old student Charles Buffa says fellow student Karen Paz, 25, tore down his campaign posters at Los Angeles City College and ruined his chances of becoming student vice president.
Well, why are you suing Miss Martinez?
Because Miss Martinez was the one that I was running against, Your Honor.
But why are you suing her?
And because when we went in that day and confronted her with the election committee lady,
Confronted whom?
well, we confronted Miss Paz in the office, okay? She admitted that, well, she said, well, she told me to do it, and then you yelled at me and said, well, they weren't stamped. So that gave you the authority and the orders to give her to tear up my posters because you wanted so bad to get elected, Your Honor. That's what happened. And that day, she admitted it to me and to the other lady sitting here on her orders that that's why that was done.
Who admitted it? Miss Martinez?
Miss Paz.
I'm not talking about Miss Paz. Miss Paz has already
okay.
admitted she took down a couple
Right.
of posters.
And then when I said,
I'm talking about Miss Martinez.
Yeah, yes,
She's
ma'am.
guilty.
yes, Your Honor. Then when I said to Miss Martinez, I said, well, why did you tell her to do that? Well, Mr. Buffett, your posters aren't stamped. I don't blankly give
All
a
right,
damn.
Miss Martinez, Did you say to Mr. Buffer your posters aren't stamped?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Put that down, sir. I don't need visual aids. Pass visual aids. Stop getting so excited, sir. This is not an election for state senator or president of the United States. I know that you're emotional.
Well, you know, it's the principle.
I know it's principle. I know. Kids do that when they're in elementary school. They go around and tear each other's posters off.
That.
You understand that? You're supposed to be more adult as you get older.
That's correct.
Miss Martinez.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever tell Miss
No.
Paz
No, Your Honor.
to take down his posters because they weren't stamped?
No, Your Honor. There's no reason why I should do it.
Okay. Do you have information with regard to that?
Yes, I do,
Step
Your
up here
Honor.
and tell me who you are.
My name is Felice Dooley, and I was chairperson of the election.
Did you ever speak to Miss Martinez with regard to these posters?
Yes, I did. I spoke with Ms. Martinez, and Ms. Paz confronted them. I asked Ms. Paz if she took down the posters, and she admitted she took down the posters. And after words of exchange, explicitives that she shouted at me or what have you, she was extremely belligerent.
You're not following me. I asked you a direct question. My direct question to you was, what information do you have that Miss Martinez had a conspiracy with Miss Paz to take down these posters? She's guilty. I tell you what, to make it easier, you sit down.
Ms. Martinez told me that she was aware that Karen Paz took down the posters.
Being aware doesn't make her guilty in the eyes of the law.
No, she did not tell me that she directed Ms. Paz
to take them down.
Take them down.
Do you have
Oh, go ahead.
any, Mr. Buffer?
Yes.
How old are you, by the way, sir?
Too old.
No, I'm too old. How old are you?
40.
Okay.
I'd say I tell you I was 21, but I know you won't believe it.
I certainly wouldn't. I tell people I'm 21 all the time. They don't believe me.
Your Honor, it's the thing of it is that what motive would this girl have to do it? She knew she was running against me. That's why she did it.
Mr. Buffer,
What motive do I have?
you're 40 years old, so you
Right,
should have a
correct.
certain amount of life's experience, including
do.
life's experience. You also have experience watching a lot of television, being inside of courts, right?
Yeah, that's
Your
correct.
feelings are not particularly relevant. The fact that somebody had an opportunity or inclination doesn't necessarily make them guilty. You have to have proof that they're guilty before a
understand
court
that, yeah.
finds them guilty.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Do you have any proof against Miss Martinez that she either instructed or directed anyone else to remove your posters?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Well,
Your
let
Honor.
me hear it.
Okay. Well, the day we went in that day into that office, when I asked her, why did you tell her to take down the posters, her reply to me was, well, your posters weren't stamped, so I told her to take them down. She had every right to do so. That's what she said
I did
to
not
me.
tell him.
I don't believe that.
No,
Mr.
I
Buffer?
didn't.
That's what you did.
Mr. Buffer,
That's correct.
listen to me.
I'm listening.
I don't believe she said that to you.
Well, she
I
did.
have no need to
No.
do it. Why would I do
No, I don't
something
believe
like
she
that?
said those words to you, sir.
That's exactly well. I say she did say that words to me.
Did she say to you, were they stamped?
No, she said your posters weren't stamped. I gave her the authority to take them down because they weren't stamped.
No, I did
and
not
that's
say
why I
that.
said they are stamped. Here they are.
I did not
No,
say that.
I don't believe that. But you are entitled to a judgment, sir. You are entitled to a judgment against the person who has been proven guilty in this court, and that is Miss Paz.
That is correct.
Well, so it cost you, according to you, $72 for these posters. That's the amount of money that you're suing for. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to give you a judgment for that, sir, in the amount of $72 against Miss Paz.
Well, I really appreciate that, Your Honor.
That's what you have. Thank
but
you.
You
I'm
know what?
glad you
It's
appreciate it.
principle. That's what it is, not the money. It's
And
principle.
what is my principle?
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Thank you.
And on the next Judge Judy.
And I plan on pursuing something honest where you don't have to use deceit and trickery to win an election. By tearing up stuff, that is not right.
She is a friend.
Oh, a friend. I love that. A friend. I love that, you guys. That's so cool. She's a friend, so help her tear the posters down to get her election. You got to be honest. You're not going to win an election being dishonest. You're going to get caught sooner or later. And it came down on her. And that's it. She lost. And I feel good about it. I'm happy today in court. I couldn't be better.
We had been out bickering and arguing.
She was American and he was Canadian. And when their borderline love affair came apart, she faced the long, lonely drive home.
He had supposed to fix the radiator. He didn't. My air conditioning wasn't working. I had 2 blowout tires.
It was
and
a terrible
emotionally,
experience.
7-month romantic relationship with Canadian John Romaniuk. But when they split, she says he still owed her thousands of dollars.
Order, all rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please, all rise. Sir, quiet, please. Thank you. Judge, this is case number 263 on the calendar in the matter of Garay versus Romaniuk. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated.
Don't look so unhappy. It's only money. Right?
That's right.
It's only money. Well, you had an unusual arrangement with the defendant, according to your complaint, and he seems to acknowledge this was your arrangement. You were dating, you became romantically involved, decided to live together. You're from the United States?
Yes.
And you're from?
Canada.
And this was the arrangement that you made, from my understanding, that while you were in the United States, where you were planning to spend half your time, you would pay. And while you were in Canada,
I would pay.
you would pay. So you spent 6 months in the States, and you paid
That's right.
all the expenses.
Yes.
And then you moved to Canada, and you ran out of money.
I paid. I'll explain that a little later.
Okay. So tell me, how did you enter into this rather unique arrangement with funds?
Well, it was just that we were going together last year, and then in November, we got engaged in September. In November, he left, and we went together for a while, and then in April, we got back together again. And in the middle of April, he asked me, would I like to go to Canada to live with him? And, or to stay up there in Canada for the summer months, and then come back, because I worked in Palm Springs. And I said, yes. I said, but you know, how are we going to, or we worked out how we were going to pay for the money and that. And I said, well, while we're here, while we're in the United States, I will pay for everything here. So I paid for his payments on his house insurance, his electric, his gas bills, and everything.
So you were
well.
living in his house?
No, I have my own house. We both have a home in Palm Springs.
So that you were paying for your house, and you were paying for his house while he was here?
Yes, yes. Okay.
Okay.
So then we left, and we went to Canada. We arrived in Canada. We first went to see his daughter, and then we went to a little town called Penticton. So we started looking around and that, and we saw this one house that we thought. And we said, well, you know, Dad, I wish we could get it. And I said, well, look, I will put the money down, the $3,000 down. You pay the payments on it. So that was the arrangements. And then we moved in the house on June the 1st.
This house that you purchased?
The one we purchased in Penticton, Canada. Okay. And we lived in that house. The middle of July, he left me and went to see his daughter for 4 days.
Did he tell you he was leaving?
Yes, he told me the day before that he was leaving the next morning.
Had you had an argument? Had you not been
We had
getting
been
along?
out bickering and arguing, and it was just like he had his children there, and I was tired and everything else, but he left and went and lived with his daughter for 4 days. When he came back, he says, that's it, the house is going on the market. He had been to the real estate office already. When he came back, I was at the neighbors. I was so upset and everything else that he had left. So I came home. I didn't know what to do. I just said, I can't live like this. The tension was so bad and everything else. So I left, and I came down back to Palm Springs. My car was in bad condition. He had supposed to fix the radiator. He didn't. I had to keep putting water in it. My air conditioning wasn't working. I had 2 blowout tires.
It was
and
a terrible
emotionally,
experience.
it was a horrible thing.
It was a horror.
Go ahead. When I got back, I had to go to the doctors. My friends had to take me to the doctors. My nerves were so bad, and I've been on nerve pills since. All I want is, gives me my money, I'll sign the house to him, and then I'm finished.
What money are you talking about, Ms.
$5,000. Not all the other money I've spent, the $5,000.
What's $5,000 for?
The $3,000 are for the house, the money I put down on the house. He can have the house. And also, the rest is right here, what I have paid out. On his house here, all the payments, the house, expenses that I had coming down. You know, I had to stay in a motel, gasoline,
well, Ms.
my
Garay,
car breaking down.
All those expenses you're not going to get back. You know that. You know that.
But it still comes to $4,845.20. And this is what I have paid out, Your Honor.
Well, what you've paid out is not necessarily something that he agreed to pay you back.
And this is
for.
what he has paid out. The bottom amount is
Okay.
American money.
All right, sir, let me hear you.
Your Honor, I don't believe what you're saying.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Last year, I took her for... Yes, ma'am.
You don't have to believe what she's saying.
Okay.
I gotta believe what
Okay.
she's saying.
Last year, I took her for 4 months down to Canada. I paid all expenses, right? I sent her a plane ticket to Winnipeg. That's 3,000 miles away from here. And we toured the whole Western Canada. I took her through the prairies to Banff, Lake Louise, ice fields, and all over.
Who paid for that?
I paid for the whole thing for 4 months, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I promise to give you the best of myself and to ask of you no more than you can give. That's her promise to me.
And later today,
The first time and the last time I've ever met her, she tried running me and my husband off the road because she was, I guess, mad that he was going to stay with me and not her.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Splitting up after an 11-month romantic relationship, Jean Garay now claims John Romaniuk owes her thousands.
Okay, let me ask you this question. So what made you decide that this arrangement, this relationship, wasn't going to work when you went to your daughters?
Because when we got to Vancouver, Palm Springs, we had an argument because every day her man friend phoned for about 45 minutes on the phone while I was there. And I said I didn't like the idea that he phoning every day. So she got mad at me. She said, that's none of your business. So she said, leave the house. So I left. I didn't see her until middle of April.
When you were back in Canada, sir, you bought the house.
I'm coming to that, ma'am.
Get there.
Oh, then middle of April, somehow we got back together.
Shh. You're in the house that
Yes.
you just bought.
Yes.
You decide to go to your children. Why?
Because when my son came over to visit us, my granddaughter spilled a little bit of milk on a rug that we didn't have no furniture or anything like that. So she got mad and she said, your son doesn't know how to bring the children up.
So that's when you got mad.
So I got angry. So I went to my daughter's place, because my daughter's got I have 4 grandchildren, and to spend over there. When I came back, she put the sign of her own to sell the house. House was for sale. I said, what are you doing? And then beside that, all the payments were...
So don't tell me about payments, because let me tell you what my thinking is,
Okay.
sir. She put down $3,000 towards the purchase price of that house. Now, you have family in Canada. Your
Yes.
son lives there, your
Yes.
grandchildren live there, and you will be going back to Canada.
Yes.
And you love this house that you
Yes.
originally bought.
Yes.
So it seems to me that if you are no longer a couple,
Yes.
that this house is something that shouldn't be binding you together.
No.
Right?
For sure.
Right.
Mr. Romaniuk, what I'm saying to you, sir, is she doesn't want to know you anymore. You don't want to know her anymore.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So you shouldn't have to be bothered with this business. She should be out of the real estate business in Canada, because but for you, she wouldn't be there.
Exactly.
Got it? So you, sir, are going to give her the $3,000 to get her out of the Canada business. You got it? And then if you sell the house for more, she will wish you good luck. And if you sell the house for less and you don't get the $3,000 back, so be it. And if you can rent the house and make a couple of bucks when you rent the house, terrific. And if you want to live there and retire there yourself, you can do that. Judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I promise to give you the best of myself and to ask of you no more than you can give. I promise to accept you the way you are. I promise to respect you. I promise to love you in good times and bad times. That's her promise to me. Now I didn't care what I spent because I loved her and I enjoyed every minute with her. That's it. That's my
He loved me, but I couldn't walk down the street and look at anybody else because I was going to bed with them all.
And now the next case.
Parties on Newdecker versus Key. Step forward, please.
29-year-old hairdresser Lisa Newdecker is suing her ex-boyfriend, carpenter Christopher Key, 30, for money she loaned him before he met his current wife, Melissa.
Well, I've read your papers. There are a couple of interesting little quirks in these papers that I want to find out about. But basically, Miss Newdecker, this was your boyfriend about 5 years ago.
About 6.5 actually is when I started dating him.
And some 5 years ago, you lent him some money.
Over the course of the time we dated, yes.
How did you lend him this money?
He was short of cash and needed to get miscellaneous items, and I went with him and used my credit cards.
So it was basically credit card bills?
Yes.
And how much altogether was it that he charged at that point?
It was approximately $2,600.
And when you separated, according to these papers, he made a lot of payments.
Yes.
But that he still owes you $870.37.
Approximately, yes.
When was the last time he made a payment?
On October 4th. I received the check about October 7th.
And then he stopped making payments?
Yes.
Why?
Well, in the beginning of the breakup, there was a discrepancy when she came to me with the amount of how much was owed. I didn't remember it totaling up to $2,600, and I told her at the time that I didn't remember it being $2,600, and she insisted that it was.
So when you insist that it was and you say it wasn't, did you look over all the bills?
No,
Why?
because we were separated, it wasn't a matter of me going over and sitting down with her and going over and saying this was mine, that wasn't. She said that it was, and I had figured it to be around $1,600, and
Well,
which is a considerable difference.
So why didn't you go over there and look over the bills? That's a $1,000 discrepancy.
We weren't a couple any longer. It just
So what? You weren't a couple. It seems to me it's now more of a business transaction than anything else. You mean you just thought you'd blow it off?
No. I didn't just think I'd blow it off. It was, like I said, I didn't see it that way, and she's seen that it did.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Sometimes men do really dumb things. You always get caught because women are great snoops.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 29-year-old hairdresser Lisa Newdecker is suing her ex-boyfriend, carpenter Christopher Key, 30, for money she loaned him before he met his current wife, Melissa.
She had the papers to show you, sir, what items you purchased, I assume. Do you still have them?
Yes.
Well, take a look. 5 years later, sir, take a look.
It's a list of what all the paperwork is.
Once again, like I said, we were a couple at the time, and a lot of these items on here, if you would look them over, I don't know if she's gave you a list of this.
I have nothing.
Would be considered as, you know, when we lived together, if we went out someplace and I paid, I didn't consider it to be a loan.
What do you mean?
Like there's an item on here, half the cost of portraits that we had done together.
Just a second. You had portraits done together. And she put down half the cost.
Right.
I paid the full amount on my credit card.
Well, that sounds fair to me. Doesn't it sound fair to you? Did you go and sit for the portrait?
Well, yes, I did.
She's not asking you to pay for the whole thing, just half.
Right. I understand that.
So give me another one.
Sega game.
Sega game.
Oh, sorry, Sega game tapes.
Those yours?
Yeah. They are now. At the time, you know, like I said, we were a couple.
You're a couple. So a Sega game, yours. Go.
Well,
give me another one.
Compact discs. Did she listen to the music too? I don't know which
Just a
specific
sec.
compact discs they are. Building supplies. I don't remember that one. Building supplies.
What are
for
building
what?
supplies?
I don't remember exactly what it was for, but it was from Builder Square, and he was a subcontractor. I'm not. So
Which
I would
is
have
true. I
no
was
need.
a subcontractor, but at the same time, building supplies. Was it for something that we did? I remember the place that we lived in. There was a we were going to put a fence around the place for the guy that we leased from. You know, I mean, there was just different items at different
just
times.
a second. Did you put a fence around the house?
No, we didn't, but the materials
Well, if you
were...
didn't, then what are you telling me the story about?
My point is this, though, Your Honor. When we lived together, the things that she bought, I didn't keep an itemized list, so I can't very well stand here and argue with her and say, well, I bought this and you bought that, so we should be even, because, like I said, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you don't keep receipts for different things that you buy for each other, but she did because she put them on her card. Now, I don't see, whereas, like I said, in a relationship, that you just do that as a couple.
Can I see the things, please?
Or at least I do.
Miss Newdecker, let me look through some of these things. Men's dress clothes for grandfather's funeral.
I didn't remember that she'd bought them. Like I said, of course, I didn't remember what all was on the list.
She's got the list and she's got the bills. You need a muffler and brakes for your car at one point?
I don't remember that either, but I'm not saying it didn't happen. This has been,
Did you have
like I said,
an El
5 years ago.
Camino?
Yes, I did.
There you go. All right, now, so I am assuming for the purpose of this case that originally you owed her the $2,600 and that you made payments and she's kept very careful records of those payments and that all she claims that you owe her is $870. But what I really think you're probably angry about, sir, is that she wrote a letter to you which your wife opened. This is your wife?
Yes.
That created some problems for you?
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with the amount that I owed her. I honestly did not remember those other items, so
Okay, well,
I didn't
now-
believe that I owed them.
Well, now you do. So your wife opened this letter, and did that distress you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, step up here. Why did it distress you?
Because she said on the letter that my husband had went to see her 9.5 weeks ago, and I had no idea he was keeping in contact with her because of the first time and the last time I've ever met her, she tried running me and my husband off the road because she was, I guess, mad that he was going to stay with me and not her. We had only been dating on and off for a month.
How long are you married?
2 years now.
Mm-hmm. Everything okay?
Mm-hmm.
Fair?
Yeah.
Okay. You have any children?
Yep.
How old?
She's going to be 21 months.
And that's his baby?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you have a seat? How come you're still going to this lady to cut your hair?
The purpose for me going to talk to her was because I owed her this money. But I did tell her that I would pay her.
And while you were there, you got your hair cut?
Yeah, I went to her place of business to see her. I don't...
Going to her place of business is one thing. Sitting down and schmoozing and having your hair cut is another thing. That's what really made your wife angry. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Did you charge him for the haircut?
Yeah, I gave him a discount, though.
Should have charged him full price.
I know that now.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Key, sometimes men do really dumb things. I don't know why they do that. They think they can get away with it. You always get caught. You know why? Because women are great snoops. Terrific. They can smell something that isn't right. Go to a barber. Meanwhile, it sounds to me, Mr. Key, that you got more trouble than the $870 that you owe this lady. It also looks to me as if you've got a very nice but very sad wife and a 21-month-old baby. So you better get your act together. You owe her $870.37. Pay her. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. There you are.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I don't know why she's being so ignorant as to take him to court and drag us all the way over here.
It has been 5 years, and like I said, I was wrong about the amount.
Payments, and he didn't want you to find out that he had been in contact with me for
That's
the full
right,
5
because you tried running us off the road.
No, I did
yes,
not.
Yes, you did.
Let's go.
I feel kindly towards him. I'm sad to see that his wife has so much control over him. Bye-bye. Nice to meet you.
No, wait a minute. Now, stop.
that's
I've had enough of
the
this. Wait a minute.
piece-
Hey,
No,
listen,
no, no,
Miss-
no, no, no. Wait a second, please.
Hey.
Don't. Hey,
No, I
Jay!
When she didn't answer the doorbell, the real estate agent broke into her house.
And the locksmith did what?
picked the locks.
Okay. How many locks did the locksmith pick?
2.
And then the police arrived.
Seated, gentlemen, have seats, please.
Mr. Woodcock, you're a real estate broker, is that correct?
That is correct.
And Miss Centreri, you reside in an apartment in a building that's going to be sold.
Was.
Was sold.
No, was going to be.
Was going to be sold. And according to your complaint, you're home one day, ill from work.
No, I'm disabled, actually.
You were home.
Yes, I was.
And the defendant broke into your apartment.
That's correct.
I didn't break into nobody's apartment.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
That I said according to her complaint,
Right.
Mr. Woodcock.
Okay,
That's
that's
what
fine.
happened. You're going to tell me your version of the events,
Right.
sir. So since you knew that this building was going to be sold, I assume that you had made arrangements with regard to showing your apartment, correct?
Yes, in the past it was done regularly.
Tell me
several
about
times.
the procedure.
The procedure was, it was multiple listings, and the realtor would telephone, send notice by mail, and speak with my husband in general, make arrangements for a specific day and time that was convenient for both of us, and we would make our home available for showing.
And during what period of time, Miss Centreri, did you show your apartment?
This was over a period of probably about 4 months.
And how many times did you actually make yourself available to show the apartment?
I know of at least 4 times that individuals came in and viewed the flat.
Now, when did this occur, this instance with Mr. Woodcock?
Well, on May 13th, I was home. I suffer from severe arthritis from an auto accident, and I was home convalescing. It was in the afternoon. I was home in my bedclothes, and the doorbell rang. Well, I wasn't expecting company. I live in the Haight-Ashbury district, and unless you're expecting someone, basically you don't answer your door. For that reason, we have a gate in the front of our building, as most
Mr.
people
Woodcock,
do.
you may want to listen to this, sir.
As most people do in the neighborhood. About 5-10 minutes later, the doorbell rang again, except it rang urgently. And so I got up, I went to my window. We live in a Victorian flat, so this is quite a distance from the back to the front. And I look out the window, I see no one I recognize, and I see...
How many people did you see?
I saw 2 people.
Okay.
And an old vehicle. And again, I did not answer because I don't know who this is. I'm home alone. Thereafter, I hear what appears to be someone dismantling my front door. And shaken, upset, I phone 911. And I speak with the 911 operator, tell her that it sounds like someone is breaking into my home. And she holds me on the line, and it gets to the point where it sounds like someone's kicking the door in. By this time, I am shaking like a leaf, trying to figure out, should I run? Should I try to defend myself? What exactly to do? Thereafter, the 911 operator informs me that it is safe to go downstairs. We have about 30 stairs, and because the police had arrived. When I get downstairs, again in my bedclothes, I find the police along with Mr. Woodcock, who I didn't know from Adam at the time. because my husband generally would show the house.
Okay, you didn't know him. The police were there.
And Mr. Woodcock asked me boldly, why didn't you open your door?
Right.
Shh, shh.
I ignore him because this is just ridiculous. I'm actually irate.
Describe your front door.
I have pictures, Your Honor.
Can I see it, please?
And this is what was broken into. First the gate, then the door, then the chain was kicked off.
No, that's not. No, wait a minute. Now,
And
stop.
that's
I've had enough of
the
this. Wait a minute.
piece-
Hey,
No,
listen,
no. Wait a second, please.
Hey.
Don't. Hey,
No, I'm
Jay!
okay, all right. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Your Honor, I wasn't even positive that they had completely entered until I found that piece of chain that was part of the,
Okay.
chain on the floor.
Okay. And that's what happened that day, correct?
That's what happened, except that it left me shaking, like a leaf, crying. I had to call my physician for medication to calm down. It went downhill after that into ulcers because he continued to harass myself and my family.
Okay. Now, my question to you is, had either you or your husband received notice in writing that someone was going to be showing your apartment on May 13th?
I'm glad you asked me that question. We received notice for the 14th,
Can I see it,
the
please?
following day.
Can I see it, please?
No one showed up on that day.
So to answer my question, madam, you received no notice that someone was going to be there the 13th. The notice that you received, which is dated May 12th, indicates that someone would be there on Wednesday, May 14th.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, Your Honor, I'd like to step in because we had an arrangement because it was
Who are
kind of
you?
rough. I'm Mrs. Venturi's husband.
Okay.
We had an arrangement with the realty company because it kind of got off to a shaky start, showing the property, and so we had an arrangement. They would call, and they would let us know.
What you're telling me is not necessarily important to this right
in
now.
advance.
Sure. Shh, shh, shh.
Okay.
Listen to me.
Sure.
Your wife was very articulate. She explained that to me.
Okay.
She said they would call and write.
Okay.
Got to pay attention to your wife.
All right.
They're usually very smart, sir.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Mr. Trary.
And my husband
Mr.
knows.
Trary, I'm very smart. They don't keep me here because I'm gorgeous.
And I'm not saying it ruined you.
I'm very smart.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephanie Intrieri is suing real estate agent Paul Woodcock for breaking into her home unannounced, leaving her frightened and in tears.
Now I'll hear you, Mr. Woodcock.
I didn't think it ever was going to come.
Sir, let me explain something to you. Have I been respectful to you?
Yes?
I will continue to be respectful to
Well-
you. You have to know where you are. Now, let's start over again. Like you just came in and like I don't know who you are. Would you like Mr. Woodcock to tell me your version of the events?
Yes.
Good.
I have documentation for everything.
Just tell me.
Well, I had an appointment set for the date that we came out to the building.
Okay, let me stop you there. How did you set up that appointment, sir?
I had my secretary call over there, and then I also had it sent
That's a
over
lie.
by letter, by mail. And I
Just
have
a second.
Yes.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
see your letter by mail.
All right. Here. I had several. Yeah, these right here are fine. There's like 5 or 6 of them right in here. Oh, this is.
They had not called, and we did not
If
receive
you,
that letter.
if you shout out again, I'm going to put you outside. Do you understand? Is it? Well, let me explain something to you, sir. Let me stop you right there. There is a letter dated May 12th, which is clearly under your signature. And it indicates that the property would be inspected on May 14th. Okay, that is a letter dated May 12th. Now, there is a prior letter dated May the 6th, where you indicate that the property would be shown on Tuesday, May 13th. But the subsequent letter of May 12th indicates a day later, Wednesday, May 14th. Okay. And I have the original with your original signature, a copy of which is contained in your file. Okay, so what happened when you got there, sir?
Well, when I got there, the tenants downstairs allowed myself and the contractor and the appraiser and the lender in. And the thing is that what happened was I rang Mrs. Entreri's bell several times, knocked on the door several times, could not get in, and she didn't answer. And so after that happened, I called the attorney that was handling the estate for the seller. And I said to her, I says, I need to get into the building. I had this set up, and if you can really, has letters in there regarding this as well. So I had my associate with here, Mr. Gallen, and I used his cell phone to call, who then instructed me, because I had everyone out there. And it wasn't like it wasn't planned in advance.
It wasn't planned in advance?
I mean, it wasn't planned. You know.
Just a second, sir.
Yeah.
It wasn't planned with her.
Well,
Mr. Woodcock, it wasn't planned with her.
Well, look, well, I don't know how she cannot say that, but I mean, I had my secretary write the letter. I have the correspondence inside there.
Sir, it's right here. This is your secretary. This is your signature.
Right.
It said that you would be there on Wednesday,
right.
May 14th. You arrived a day early.
No, well...
And, Your Honor...
Shut!
Yeah, all right, forget about it.
No, Mr. Woodcock, you arrived a day early, sir.
Well, if I remember correctly, what had happened is I called the attorney. The attorney got a hold of Miss Entreri here, Miss Entreri, and to set the appointment. I'm just trying to recollect exactly what transpired in between.
You can't tell me what transpired between the attorney, sir, and the plaintiff, or between the attorney and yourself, because that's hearsay, Mr. Woodcock.
All right.
But what I'm telling you is that your last communication to the plaintiff, which was dated May the 12th, indicated that you would be there on the 14th, which is Wednesday, for an inspection. Now, you arrived on the 13th for an inspection, and so you told me you got there. The people downstairs allowed you to come in.
Right.
You went upstairs. You rang the bell.
No, I didn't go upstairs because I couldn't go upstairs. I rang the bell to go upstairs.
Yes.
And the thing is that when I could not get in, I used Mike's cell phone, called the attorney.
But not to call me.
Excuse me. I mean,
hey, listen. You have to be quiet.
Okay, but he could have called me.
Hey!
Okay.
He's speaking.
I mean,
it's his turn.
Yeah.
He can have it.
Miss Entreri, don't irritate me.
Okay.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
But it is a situation that you don't know how it's going to affect you until it happens.
Of course.
That's how I would have felt.
Of course.
prior
I
to it
understand that.
happening.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephanie Intrieri wants $5,000 from real estate agent Paul Woodcock for breaking into her home. He says he had an appointment.
You used a cell phone without telling me what the conversation was with this other person that you dealt with, because that's hearsay. What did you do after you got off the cell phone?
After I got off the cell phone, I called the locksmith.
And you had the locksmith come over to the house?
Correct.
And the locksmith did what?
Picked the locks.
Okay. How many locks did the locksmith pick?
2.
Okay.
I believe it was 2. The front gate. No, wait a minute. I think we're already inside. It was her locks are the ones that we started to pick. Or he started to pick, because I'm not a locksmith.
And then the police arrived?
Then the police arrived.
Okay. Now, how long had you been the real estate agent for this property?
Oh, I don't know. 45 days, I guess.
Okay. So, my question is, how many units are in this whole complex? 2 units. And in the 45 days that you were the realtor, did you at any time go out to inspect the plaintiff's apartment?
Yes.
On how many occasions?
I believe once I was actually able to get in.
And were you the first realtor that was attached to this property, or had there been one prior to you?
To my knowledge, no, I was the only one.
Excuse me, Your Honor, there actually were others because it was multiple listings initially.
Did you have an exclusive on this
Yes.
property? For how long?
90 days.
90 days starting when?
It's in the file. You have the file, Judge.
Can I see what you
This
have?
is another real estate company who was involved in the sale of the property, not Mason McDuffie, as Ms.
Shh. There was a prior realty company, sir, with regard to the same property. Okay, so that's the case. It's not a very difficult case.
Your Honor, if I may add.
About what?
About what happened to me after this incident, because I do feel that it's relevant.
You told me that you were stressed. You told me that you had ulcers. You told me that you had
And
that you were sick.
I didn't mention I had insomnia. We went on vacation. I'm getting up all in the middle of the night wherever I went, checking the locks in the middle of the night.
Miss Intreri.
And I never
Miss
had
Intreri.
ulcers before. I just
Miss
wanted to
Intreri,
add
I can't tell you without expert testimony, which I
have.
assume you do not have.
I do, from my physician.
I don't take letters from physicians.
It's his notes.
Did you hear what I just said? I do not take letters, notes from physicians unless I can actually examine them as to whether your ulcer was caused by this incident. Do you understand?
He specifically mentions the incident. And
Okay, whether he specifically mentions the incident, you specifically mentioned the incident.
Okay, and he can be telephoned.
Listen to me, madam. I sometimes get off the bench and go to the phone and make a phone call. Not in this case. I understand exactly what happened. You were in your bedroom. You were not expecting these people, clearly based upon this. You had no reason to expect anyone there that day. You were frightened out of your wits for a while. It lasted a relatively short period of time until the police arrived, but during that 5 to 10 or 15 minutes that it was going on, you were scared to death. I understand that. Don't tell me that it clouded your entire life for the remainder of your entire life, because that's a lot of baloney. That's a lot of, because at the moment, once it was over, it's like, you know, being in a terrible accident, you know? You're frightened and it's terrible, but if you're a smart person and are not using it to milk a system, then you say, I'm going to put a period. I understand what it was. It was somebody who was doing the wrong thing. They were not trying to burglarize my home, right? He did the wrong thing. Miss Intreri.
But it is a situation that you don't know how it's going to affect you until it happens.
Of course.
That's how I would have felt.
Of course. I understand that. Miss Intreri.
And my husband
Miss
knows.
Intreri, I'm very smart. They don't keep me here because I'm gorgeous.
And I'm not saying it ruined you.
I'm very smart.
I'm not saying
I'm very smart. You can be as serious as you like. I understand. I understand
But
that
it was very traumatic, particularly when you have other injuries already.
I understand, madam, that it was very traumatic. For that 15 minutes, it was traumatic.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
He could stand there and he can shake his head, no, no, no. But truth of the matter is, whether his secretary screwed up in sending this letter and got her dates wrong, or whether the appointment was changed by him, I am not satisfied that you received adequate notice. And he had absolutely no right, even, quite frankly, if you had been notified and if you weren't there, you paid rent on the apartment, he has no right to break into your apartment. And if he's relying on some conversation that he had with a lawyer, let him go sue the lawyer, because he's going to pay you $3,000. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
The president needs to be made for Mr. Woodcock so that he realizes that this is just not something you do to individuals when they dwell in security.
It surprises me the temerity and the gall that Mr. Woodcock has.
What am I going to say? What am I going to do?
He's a liar. He lies. He never, ever asked me for the money back. It was not a loan.
And now that their 4-year romance is over, he wants it back.
You don't dispute the fact that he gave you the money.
No, he gave it to me.
So he was nice to you?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever give him things? Did you ever give him money?
No.
No.
Your Honor, this is case number 462 on the calendar in the matter of Rimkus versus Beatty.
Thank you, Bert.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have seats, please.
Mr. Ripkus, your complaint alleges that you made a loan to the defendant of $1,575.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that was during the term of a 4-year romantic relationship that you had. The money was to be used for some sort of moving expense.
Yes.
How much into the relationship did you make this loan?
Probably about 3 years into the relationship.
And tell me the circumstances surrounding the loan.
Well, Barbara lived in the northern part of the city with her children, and she lived with her sister and brother-in-law. She was always complaining to me that her brother-in-law mostly didn't treat her and her children the same as he did his own children. And I said, why don't you get your own house? And because you're paying him and you can do it on your own. So she said, could I help her out? And I said I would lend her the money. And it came to $1,575.
Did you make a payment plan with her?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
Did you ever, while you were together, ask her for the money back?
Yes, well, I got her a job as a barmaid, and I said, this way you can pay me back my money. And she said, okay. And she just never paid anything.
Okay, let's hear your version of this story.
He's a liar. He lies. He never, ever asked me for the money back. It was not a loan.
You admit that he gave you $1,575?
Yes, he gave it to me.
Well, tell me about how it came about.
Well, it came about the same way that he said. I was living with my brother-in-law and my sister, and things just weren't too good there. My kids were getting treated like, not like part of the family, more like, you know, like outsiders, like they didn't want us there. And I told Joe that I wanted to move, but I didn't have the money. He said he would give me the money, and I don't have to worry about paying it back or anything like that.
Had he ever given you money before?
Yes.
When?
Oh, during our whole relationship.
Good. Tell me about when he gave you money
He would give me money to go shopping. He would give me money just for me to have money in my pocket.
So he was nice to you?
Mm-hmm.
And did he do that frequently?
Oh, yes.
How frequently? Once a week?
Once a week.
Just because you didn't have cash?
Right.
And you needed money, and he was a nice guy?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. When did you terminate your relationship with him?
He broke up with me in July of this year.
Mm-hmm. Now, who are you and what do you want to say?
I'm Janice. And
Janice what?
Henning.
You know about this specific transaction?
Oh, yes.
Well,
Yes.
tell me how you're related to either one of these people.
He is my friend for the last 15 years, and I had worked with Barbara before.
In what kind of establishment?
We work as bartenders.
Okay.
She had came in, she had told me the story about her brother-in-law and sister, that they just wasn't getting along and everything, and I wonder if Joe would lend me the money for security, because it's a lot of first month rent. So she said she was going to ask them, and she asked him to lend her the money for
Were you there when she asked
Yes,
him?
I was. And he said, I'll write you a check for the security and the month rent, or the first and last month rent. It came to $1,575, and I was there.
Good. I believe you.
I was
I
there.
believe him, and I believe she said, can you lend me $1,575? I believe that. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Now, you say that you don't owe him any money, even if you did, even if this was a loan, because he broke into your house?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that...
Are you claiming that he broke into your house and took property?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Tell me about it.
My father was sitting on the porch one day. He drives by.
So, were you home?
No.
Where's your father?
My father's on the porch.
No, I don't. He's not on the porch. I have no porch here. Where is he today?
Oh,
You-
he's home.
Well, you can't tell me what your father says that he saw.
Okay.
Did you witness him take anything?
Well, I went up into my room and I noticed that my closet door was open, my drawers were open. After he
You
had
have a
left.
witness here who saw him take
No,
any property
no, I
from
don't.
your house?
No.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
He was a nice guy.
But after
So-
we broke up, he wasn't nice anymore. He tried to beat me up twice. He beat him up.
Let me tell you something.
He extorted money from me. I gave him back the ring and a watch that he gave me that he said that would pay for, you know, the money he supposedly loaned me, which he didn't loan it to me, he gave it to me. He didn't ask me to pay it back or anything.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Did you ever give him things? Did you ever give him money?
No, but I gave him things.
And later today,
Well, I was so hurt when she said that, because Ralph had left the store like it's the truth. You know, that's how I know Ralph was taking advantage of me.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Joe Rimkus wants his former girlfriend, Barbara Beatty, to pay for back rent. Barbara wants Joe to pay for stealing her jewelry, clothing, and money.
Mr. Rimkus.
Yes, Your Honor.
She wouldn't know the truth
No.
if it came up and hit her
Oh,
in the
no.
face.
I have all the
okay?
empty jewelry
She wouldn't know.
boxes to prove
She
it.
wouldn't know the truth because the first thing that she lied about was that she did not come to you and say, "Can you lend me the money for security deposit?"
I didn't.
Yes, you did. It might have
Your
been
Honor, I
a
did not.
convenient lapse of memory, but yes, you
No.
did. This man isn't suing you for all the cash that he gave you during the course of 4.5 years. Did you ever give him things? Did you ever give him money?
No, but I gave him things.
Listen, Mr. Rimkus,
Yes, ma'am.
keep your money in the bank.
Yes.
Good. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,575. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Back to your right.
No. You're a liar. You're a liar, Joe, and you know it. You're a liar. You're a liar. You know you are.
You're a sneak,
No,
Barbie.
he said I'm not a sneak,
been a
Janice.
sneak
No,
since
I am not.
And now the next case.
Parties on Wiley versus Wiley. Step forward, please.
22-year-old Guy Wiley is suing his brother Ralph Wiley, 35, and his wife Bonnie for misusing his disability checks.
Well, this is a particularly sad family situation. You are Miss Wiley.
Yes. Yes.
And this is your brother.
Mm-hmm.
And this is your brother.
Correct.
And this is your brother's wife,
Mhm.
sister-in-law. According to your complaint, you will be speaking for your brother, unless
Yeah.
I need to speak for him.
Yes.
How old are you?
22.
Do you want to speak to me first? Want to try?
Yes. Yes,
According to your complaint, you receive Social Security disability.
yes, I do.
That's because you have some sort of learning disability.
Correct.
And how much do you receive a month from Social Security?
Right now, $850. $850.
According to your complaint, there was a time when your brother was the payee for your Social Security.
Correct.
For about a year?
Approximately 2 years.
2 years.
Yes, since 95.
And you say that while he was the payee for your Social Security, he didn't pay certain of your bills.
Correct.
Now, was your brother living with you for a period of time? Is that what I understand?
Yes, he was.
And you say that you spent more than you received.
Yes, I did.
Well, tell me about that.
Well, there's a few things. For one, the living expenses alone, his rent incurred almost 8 of our monthly and his monthly installments.
Just a second. You know, let's try to keep it simple. You got all of his Social Security,
I'm getting to a point.
$850. For how long a period did you get the $850 a month?
It wasn't $850. It started out $730. It escalates every year.
Okay, so it started. For how long did you get his Social Security?
For 2 years, about 2 years, almost a year.
And was he living with you during that 2-year period or not?
Yes, he was.
And what did you use that money for?
To pay his living expenses.
Like what?
We living in a hotel. I was paying his hotel expenses week to week.
Were you all living in the same room?
No.
He had his own room.
And we had.
Okay. So you were living in a hotel for a while?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was his hotel bill when you were living there?
It was $175 a week.
And how long did you stay in the hotel?
Probably about 8 months, 6 months. It was almost a year.
Let me ask you this question, because this is going to be very difficult. I'm not going over a 2-year period to see whether you paid more or less. it's very hard to support somebody fully. You understand that, Miss Wiley, on $730 a month.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, we're not talking about a lot of money here. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Let me go through some of these bills with you, sir. There's a $937 phone bill. Do you know anything about that?
Not really. I think she probably can answer that one a little better.
Mainly, most of the bills was for him calling my mom and my dad. They live in Vegas, and if you look at the bill, there's a lot of Vegas calls because at that time, none of the other family members were dealing with Guy. So the only family he clinged to was my family, and he called.
Just a minute, whose phone was this?
This was his phone in his own room.
Okay,
he
so you
picked up the phone and he called.
So you
my
had a
mom.
phone in your room?
His own room.
You had a phone in your room?
Yes.
And over what period of time did these $937 bill build up?
They build up practically sometimes that she used to have me call her mom for.
Oh, no, over how many months? Do you know?
About almost a year.
Okay, now what about the medicine?
His medicine was being paid. I have the receipt,
was
and
taking
we
care
have
of his
witnesses
medicine.
here.
UCLA stopped taking care of it when he started being irresponsible as far as making his appointments. They took offense to that, and they didn't think he was that serious about that.
Because we used
had
to
the
let him
insurance
drive our
paid.
car
He drove
to the
mine.
hospital. Some of his visits at first started out, Guy was going himself because none of the family members would come pick him up and take him to the hospital. And our best friend right here, Dennis, when he was staying at the Dare UN, would come pick him up, take him to the hospital. I would pick him up when his appointment was done. We would go to the pharmacy together. We would get his prescription, and we would come home. I have the receipts here.
Okay, now stop for 1 second. Miss Wiley, where were you when this was all going on?
Ralph and I were not getting along.
Nor
Okay.
Guy. Shh.
Ralph and I were not getting along. Guy was with my sister Selma at first. Selma told him because he wanted Ralph to be his payee because he loved Ralph, all that stuff. And so my sister asked me, "Are you sure you want to go with Ralph? Are you sure you want to do that?" So all the family members asked Guy, "Are you sure you want to go with Ralph?" Ralph and I, the family got along real bad, okay? Me and Ralph just wasn't even on speaking terms. So when I told Guy, my hands are untied, I'm through. You want to deal with him and her? I don't want to be bothered. So I stepped out of it. Because I got a bad health myself, so I didn't want to be bothered with all that mess.
I just want to know where you were at all this time.
I have lupus and kidney failure, okay? I didn't need the stress and everything.
So that you can't have your brother live with you?
No, he wanted to live with Ralph. Shh. He wanted to live with Ralph.
He wanted to live with Ralph?
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You know what that's called? That's called money laundering in business. It may have only been $25, $30, $50, $80, but that's what it's called.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Guy Wiley says his brother, Ralph Wiley, and sister-in-law, Bonnie Wiley, misused his disability checks.
Guy.
Yes.
Tell me why you left Ralph.
Okay, reason why I left Ralph because really I was in the store. Bonnie had got mad at Ralph and turned around and told me, "You know where all your money's going? Your whole check on UPS orders in the store."
Did I say that? Shut up! I don't want to hear you. He's talking.
And I was so hurt when she said that, because Ralph had left the store like it's the truth. You know, that's how I know Ralph was taking advantage of me. She come to me telling me, "Your brother's taking your money. He's doing this with his check. He's paying for UPS orders." This is what she said about him. You know, I be trying not to believe it because he come to me telling me, "I'm not taking your money, guy. Don't listen to her." You know, but I can't help but because you keep putting it in my head. You know, Ralph is.
So you got angry.
So I got angry, and we was in the store. So I decided that, you know, I didn't want to settle working in the store no more.
So you were working in your brother's store?
Yeah, for only really $10 a day. And I told him I decided, you know, because he had me sleeping in the store a couple nights. And
what kind of store do you have, sir?
Sporting goods stuff.
And your brother was working in your store?
Yeah, I guess you can call it that.
What do you mean you guess you could call it that? He said he was working there every day.
He was there.
Doing what?
He...
Taking care of the stock?
He's
taking care of the stock?
You want to say he worked? No, he wasn't taking care of the stock.
Cleaning up?
Answer the phone.
Answer the phone.
Just a minute. Answer the phone?
Yeah.
And he was there every day?
He wasn't there every day. He was late a lot of times. Yeah, he was a big help to me, and I'm not denying that.
Good. How much did you pay him?
It varied. I mean, as we made money,
How much
there was he made money. It depended. There was no, I said hourly salary.
Why not? He's your brother. That doesn't mean he's a slave. That means if he's working in your store, he gets an hourly wage. He gets minimum wage. He gets whatever the minimum wage was when he was working there in '96. He should have been paid. If he's not in your store, he could be working someplace else.
Well, that's the thing. He couldn't work anywhere else because of his inabilities. I was trying to assist him during that time.
Sir, listen to me. There are a lot of places where someone who has a learning disability or who has some disability can work, even if it's for minimum wage. You're not doing him a favor. He was doing you a favor. He was working in your store. You weren't paying him. That's not fair. That's not reasonable. Put your hand down. Guy, you have to understand that some of the money that your brother got from Social Security was spent on you. You know, whether it was on your food. I mean, you certainly were fed, right? You may not have liked it, but you were fed. You had a roof over your head, right? So some of the money was spent on you, but you took advantage of him. You can't have him work in your store without paying him.
He was paid, Judge.
Oh, just a second. Not... I'm sorry. I think that you ought to be quiet. You know, we don't need anybody stirring up the pot. You're a pot stirrer. You're supposed to give him a set amount of money. He's an employee if he comes into the store. Now, if you said to me you weren't getting any money from him, from Social Security, and he was working in your stores to sort of pay for his keep in your home, that's a different story. But you were getting anywhere from $700 and change a month to $800 a month for him. And in addition to that, you give him a couple of bucks whenever you felt like it. What do you mean? What are you shaking your head? No, madam.
Can I tell you, that's not... I have checks here where I would write to Guy, and Guy didn't get $10 a day, okay, Judge Judy. He got money. We gave him... Even if we didn't make anything in the store, we paid Guy.
Listen, that's what happens when you have a business. When you have somebody who works...
But he got paid, okay?
Show me. Show me. Show me the checks made out to him.
These were checks made out to him, and I wrote them to him. He went to the bank, and he bought them back.
Show him.
I paid him, and I took money out of there, and I paid Guy.
Just a minute. What do you mean?
I wrote him a check. He cashed a check for me, okay?
Okay.
Say if the check was $80, I would give Guy $40. And no, this is just money. This had nothing to do with what Ralph was paying him.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So what you're telling me is you would write checks to him for him to put in his account.
No.
He would come back. He would come back and give you the cash. That's what you just said to me. And you would give him some of the cash.
Right.
You know what that's called? That's called money laundering. That's called money laundering in business. It may have only been $25, $30, $50, $80, but that's what it's called. You're giving him money to put in his account, right? And when he cashes a check, you were told to cash the check and bring back the cash, correct?
Yes.
And when you cashed the check from your account, because this was made out to you, you gave your sister-in-law the money, and she said, here's $10 for you, here's $20 for you. Is that what happened?
Yes, what she did.
Is that what happened? I heard enough. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,531. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I feel good. I got at least some of my money from him for all the stuff he did to me, pain and suffering. And I feel the judge did the right decision.
I mean, if he wasn't paid money, I mean, he was giving use of the car where I had to insure the car that he drove. He partied as will. I mean, there was things removed out of the store that I never questioned, just let him have. I have no hard feelings for him. If that's what the judge ruled, that's the way the judge ruled.
Me and my brother were very close. It was always our intentions that whoever died first would purchase the grave.
He bought a deep grave so he could be with his brother for eternity. but his sister used the space for their mother.
It's not fair. If I drop dead right now, I would have to go and buy a grave.
No, you wouldn't, not unless you found some matter who you're suing because you say that she buried your mother in a grave that you purchased almost 30 years ago.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So let me hear the story.
Okay, years ago, me and my brother were very close. He's 1 year, 1 week behind me. It was always our intentions that whoever died first would purchase the grave and we would be buried together.
Just a second. According to your papers, sir, your brother died in 1969. That's almost 30 years ago.
That's correct.
How old was your brother when he died?
24.
And so you're telling me that you and your brother, you were at that time a year apart. So you were 24, he was 25, or you were?
I was 25. I'm the oldest out of 7.
You're the oldest. So at that age, at age 25, you and your brother talked about dying?
No, we didn't talk about dying.
Well, you had to talk about dying if you talked about where you wanted to be buried together.
Well,
that you wanted to be buried together.
We talked about going into business together. And
going into business is not dying.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes it's dying. But, Mr. Simmons, are those prescription glasses, sir?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Mr. Simmons, are you telling me that 30 years ago, you talked to your brother about where the two of you wanted to be buried?
That's correct.
All right, I'm waiting for the rest of the story. Go ahead.
Okay. So our agreement was whoever died first would buy the grave, and we either be buried side by side or on top. We also agreed that whoever died first, one would carry the other one's first name as their middle name. In 1969, on August the 30th, my brother was shot and killed. He died in my arms. It devastated me. When we paid for the funeral, there wasn't enough money to buy his grave, but it was always our agreement, our oral agreement, that I would buy the grave. I bought the grave and had it dug extra deep. In February of
Why did you have it dug extra deep?
Well, because there wasn't any plot left for me to purchase by his side. So we had to dug extra depth so that when my time comes, I will be buried in that same grave.
Okay, can I see the proof of that purchase, sir?
Yes. There you have Exhibit 1. You have a check. That's not the check, but it was a check that was wrote upon, that I wrote upon, and that's my receipt.
What? I have a blank check here.
Yes, well, that's not the check, but it was wrote on the check. It's similar to that.
I'm not interested in this. It's a blank check. Sir, are you telling me that this receipt is a receipt that you kept for 30 years?
To God's faith, yes, 30 years.
This piece of paper you've had in your possession for 30 years?
30 years.
Very well preserved for a 30-year piece of paper. Go ahead.
In February, my mother passed. My sister buried our mother in that grave plot without my permission. Now, she knew that me and my brother was very close, and that our agreement was that we'd be buried together.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she received money from the insurance company, plus, well, here's a chiller and the thriller. She went to my dad and got $2,500 from him, telling him that there wasn't enough money to buy our mother's grave. So he gave her $2,500.
This is a bill for $346 that you just gave me on this well-preserved piece of paper. $346. You're suing her for $1,739.14.
Because that's what this grave would cost today. Here's my receipt. That's what that same grave would cost today.
Well, it doesn't make any difference. I mean, whether that's what it costs today, you had this grave dug extra deep, and what you're suing for is really an emotional situation where you say you can never be buried now next to your brother or on top of your brother because they used the grave. So whatever it is, you would have to purchase a different plot anyway. So.
It is not fair. If I drop dead right now, I would have to go and buy a grave.
No, you wouldn't. Not unless you found some magic, sir. Somebody else would have to do it. Where did you expect her to bury your mother?
My mother had an insurance policy to take care of her. Did
you go to your mother's funeral?
No, I didn't. No.
Why not?
Well, at the time, because of her, me and my mother wasn't on speaking terms when she passed.
How old was your mother?
70.
Oh, that's not old. Did she die suddenly?
Died of cancer.
So it was a long illness.
Yes.
Did you visit with her during her illness?
Up until a couple of years before she died.
But you didn't go to her funeral?
No.
Did you know where she was buried?
I knew she was buried at Evergreen, but I didn't know she was buried in my grave plot.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Your Honor, everything he is saying is a lie. He's a professional con man that just got out of jail last year for perjury and fraud, and he needs money. He uses the court system to do just that. Now, I'm the person that went to the DA and turned him in, and he has been harassing me since 1991.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So what are you complaining about? That we used this grave site to bury your mother?
Yes, that was my grave. I purchased that grave.
And later today,
He passed away on the 8th.
So you were married a total of 7 days. Hardly enough time for honeymoon.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Preston Simmons and his sister, Teresa, are fighting over the extra space in a burial plot that Preston wanted for himself.
Go ahead.
I have a list of the restraining orders that I have against him. Also, I have a letter from the cemetery saying that my mother was next in line for the grave.
Let me see what you have from the cemetery, please. Terry Lee was your brother who was killed?
Yes.
And according to this letter from the cemetery, Terry Lee listed your mother on the papers before he died.
No, my mother went and she gave Preston the money. She trusted him at the time to pay for the grave.
Did your mother give you this money?
No, mother didn't give me the money. I paid for that grave myself, and I paid with it by check.
You mean like the blank check that you gave me?
Yes, it was wrote up on a check, exactly like this check here. The check number is down at the bottom on your right-hand side of my receipt. I have a witness, an eyewitness who was there when I bought the grave. He was a pallbearer at my brother's funeral.
Excuse me, Your Honor, I flunky. He will tell any lie.
Let me, just a second. I have to hear him, madam. It's my determination whether or not he's lying or not. Step up, sir. Tell me your name.
My name is Andrew Garrett.
Tell me what you know about this.
Well, Your Honor, all I know is that when Terry Lee passed away, I took Mr. Simmons down and he bought a plot. And that's all I know. Now, if the mother gave him...
Did he pay cash for
No,
that?
it was a check. He did write a check out. Now, if his mother gave him some money, that I do not know.
Mr. Simmons, your mother, I assume, was distraught when her
Well,
son was killed.
Yes, she was, but I was too.
Let me explain something to you, Mr. Simmons. A sibling is never touched by the death of a sibling as a parent is touched by the untimely death of a child. That's not the order of things. The order of things is parents go first. Don't try, Mr. Simmons, to compare the way you felt to the way your mother felt if she was a normal person. So you really don't know where he got the money from to buy this?
No, I do not.
Okay. Just for my own information, did you get money from your father?
No, I did not. No. We paid cash up front, my sisters and I and my aunt, because we could not find my mother's policies at the time.
How much did the funeral cost?
It cost us $5,165.
Was there any insurance that covered any part of it that was ultimately paid?
No, when we got the insurance money back, it was $3,600.
And who absorbed the rest of the cost?
The different siblings that she had beneficiary.
So that the four of you covered the difference between what the insurance covered for the funeral and the...
Actually, it was more, Your Honor.
That's not true, Your Honor. I has a piece of paper where she received $2,600
From?
from my mother's benefit of her insurance.
Do you know how much the funeral cost, sir?
No, I don't.
Well, that she just said it cost over $5,000. That's not an unreasonable amount. That's what funerals usually cost.
No, but my dad gave her. She went to my dad and told my dad there wasn't enough money to purchase the grave, not the funeral.
Don't tell me what you told your father, sir. What I'm telling you is, even if she got, according to your papers, $2,500 from your father, even if I believe that, the funeral cost $5,000 plus. So what are you here complaining about? That we used this grave site to bury your mother?
Yes, that was my grave. I purchased
All right,
that grave.
I've heard enough. This case is dismissed. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. Step out, please.
And now the next case.
Parties on Downs versus Downs. Step forward, please.
51-year-old Amelia Downs says after her husband died, his ex-wife, Esther Downs, 46, refused to return his automobile.
Mrs. Downs, you were married to Mr. Downs at the time of his death, correct?
Correct.
Mrs. Downs, you had been married to Mr. Downs for 22 years and have children with him.
Yes.
How many children do you have?
2.
How old are they?
21 and 19.
When did you marry Mr. Downs?
I married him 2 years ago, November 8th. November 1st, excuse me.
1995?
Yes, Your Honor.
And when did he pass away?
He passed away on the 8th.
The 8th of what?
95.
So you were married a total of 7 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hardly enough time for honeymoon.
No.
This dispute is over an automobile. An automobile that the deceased had at the time of his death that was in his name, is that right?
Yes.
That each of you believe you're entitled to. So, Miss Downs, why don't you tell me why you think you're entitled to this car?
Initially, Your Honor, she was actually never married to my husband. She was a common law wife, and it wasn't 22 years. She was living with him for 17 years.
That's a long time. 17 years is more than 7 days.
True.
Okay.
We had planned on getting married a year and a half before his death. And he was going through a divorce because he wanted to make sure that the living arrangements that he had with Esther was final. So she wouldn't come back and say that they were actually married.
So he went through a divorce with her, even though you say they weren't married?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Why didn't you pay the parking tickets?
I paid a lot of them.
You didn't pay all of them. You
No.
acknowledge you didn't pay all of them. Why didn't you pay them?
I was unemployed at the time.
That's not her problem.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amelia Downs wants her late husband's ex-wife, Esther Downs, to return his car.
Could we move on with this, please?
During
Get to the car.
During the period of time that he was, we were planning for our marriage, the doctor told him that he had leukemia, but he didn't tell him he was going to die. And he was in the hospital for a period of time. During that period of time, the divorce papers were final. He was in and out of the hospital. Every time he went into the hospital, Esther would come and borrow the car. I think that was on 4 occasions that he was admitted in the hospital. And each occasion, she'd borrow the car. After his death, I told her I was going to come and pick the car up. She said, okay. I went to the house. When I got there, she said she changed her mind. I didn't argue with her. She drove me home. And the car was paid off. It was a brand new 1995 Concord, Chrysler Concord, and he had only driven it for 8 months. It was $22,000 and had a $17,000 payoff. Upon his death, it was paid off. And
how was it paid off?
The insurance that he purchased it from the credit union.
Okay, so it's free, car is free and clear.
So she went to the credit union and told them that the car belonged to her. I told him that it belonged to him because it was in his name. They didn't know who to give the pink slip to, so she has had the car ever since.
Ever since 1995?
Yes.
Now, you say that you spent some money on this car.
Yes.
Tell me about the money that you spent on this car.
She got a lot of citations, parking citations, and other citations for not having tabs on the vehicle because she was driving it. And then the car was towed from in front of her house, where it stayed in the tow yard for 3 months. I assume she wasn't going to take it out, perhaps because she may, I don't know if she does or not, have another car. I was told that the car was going to be auctioned, so therefore I didn't want to auction. I said if I can sell the car. So I paid off her citations. I took the car out of hock, and all of that equaled $4,000 plus dollars.
You have proof of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can I see it, please? Why didn't you pay the parking tickets?
I paid a lot of them.
You didn't pay all of them. You acknowledge you didn't pay all of them. Why didn't you pay them?
I was unemployed at the time.
That's not her problem.
No, but it's my reason.
No, but it's not her problem. You amassed $1,086 in parking tickets. You or your son? Who drives the car?
No, I did.
You did?
Yes.
So they towed your car in order to get the car back because there was a lien fee, a storage fee of $26.98.
I didn't have the money.
So she paid it, $4,000?
Yes.
And you still have the car?
No.
Who has the car?
I had the car towed to my house, Your Honor, because I thought I was going to be able to sell it, but I can't even park it legally on the street because it's not registered. I can't register it because I don't have the pink slip and I can't get the pink slip.
Where's the pink slip?
The credit union won't release the pink slip because she says that she owns the car, and I say my husband owns the car, and they want a judge to tell them who to give the pink slip to.
All right. You have 2 minutes to tell me why you think this car is yours.
I don't really think it's mine. I think my sons have an interest in his estate. Since he didn't have a will, I was named designator for something. My sons were designator for something else.
So your sons receive funds?
No, they haven't. They were designated beneficiaries, which they have not been able to collect.
Well, I assume that eventually, if they are designated beneficiaries, they're going to be collecting that money. So. In your judgment of divorce, it provided that the car was his alone, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
It seems to me this car was purchased in 1995. $22,000 is what it was purchased for. Let us assume that it is depreciated over the last 2.5 years, and it is worth somewhere around $15,000. Let's assume that. You paid $4,000 just to get the car out of hock that you put the car in. Right?
Yes.
Good. So, I'm going to have my clerk prepare an order that the pink slip for the car be turned over to you, madam.
Thank you.
And that way, you will be able to recoup the $4,000 that you spent on the car. You and your sons had an opportunity to drive the car. I must tell you, Mrs. Downs, I find that you acted very irresponsibly with regard to not taking care of the car. Your sons may have had an interest in it. They should have taken better care of it and made sure it didn't wind up in the pound. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
Out the back door to your right.
Judge
please.
Judy continues in a moment.
Back door to your right.
And on the next Judge Judy.
I'm glad it's settled. I did tally up the tabs. Amelia deserves that. And as far as the car, you know, it's been awarded to her. I think that's fair if it makes up for it. I'm glad it's over. And good luck to you.
Thank you.
We grew up together, we've been through thick and thin.
But these boyhood friends parted company when one of them won $500,000.
After that, I couldn't be friends with him no more because he had a swelled head. Your Honor, he's lying, Your Honor.
Just a second. That's my strong suit, sir, to tell who's lying. What makes sense? Common sense.
Harkness is suing his former best friend, 27-year-old printer Stephen Cutler, for a $3,000 loan. Stephen says John promised him the money after he won a huge settlement.
Order, all rise. Thank you. Judge, this is number 388 on the calendar in the matter of Harkness versus Cutler. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Sir, proceed, please.
Former friends.
Correct.
Fight over money.
Not correct.
Unfortunately.
Well, that's why we're here, sir, because this is a dispute over money.
Correct.
According to you, Mr. Harkness, you lent Mr. Cutler $3,000.
Yes, that's correct.
Mr. Cutler says it was a gift.
Correct.
So why don't you tell me, sir, how did this loan come about?
Well, in the beginning of 1995, Stephen was living in a house. He was renting a room. He couldn't live at home. His father, they kicked him out of the house, and he couldn't live at home. He had nowhere else to go, and he was also getting kicked out of this new apartment that he had gone into. And he came to me and said, you know, John, can you give me $5,000? I said, Stephen, you know, $5,000 is a lot of money. You know what I mean? I really can't give you $5,000. I said, if
what kind of work do you do that you had
well,
thousands of dollars?
Unfortunately, when I was younger, I had cancer, and I had gotten a settlement for it. And so when
How did you get a settlement for having cancer?
Well, because I was misdiagnosed for not having it. And then I did have it, so it was a big, drawn-out thing. When I was 19, I got a settlement and put it away and invested it for my children.
How much did you get?
It was about $500,000. So
and Mr. Cutler, you knew that he was getting a settlement?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So Stephen came to me, like I said, asked me if I can give him $5,000. He didn't say lend. And I said, Stephen, I can't give you $5,000. I can let you borrow $3,000. He said, oh, come on, you can give me $5,000. You got the money. I said, Stephen, it's not about if I have the money. I can't afford it. You know, I was going to school. I put myself through college. And that was even before I got the settlement. So I've been working hard my whole life to save my own money. He said, come on, please, 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 you know. I said, all right, listen, I can let you borrow $3,000, but you got to pay me back. He said, well, I can't pay you back right away. I said, Stephen, I know you don't have money. If it takes you a year to pay me back, just pay me, you know, in drips and drabs, whatever you can, you know. So I gave him the money. He was so happy, you know. He said, thank you. My witness was present.
What did you write him a check?
I wrote him a check. And when I went to write him the check out, he said, don't write the check out to me, write it out to my father, because I don't have enough money in my account to cover it. Well, I said, that, you know, seems pretty sensible. He was asking me for the money, so obviously he didn't have money to cover it. And he said, I need the money right away because I have to put it down on a new apartment. So I said, no problem. I wrote the check out to his father so his father could cash it. After I gave him the money, I saw him less and less over the next 6 months. Come that October, I went back to college to get my bachelor's degree. So, and then I saw Stephen less even more. So I called Stephen up. Hey, Steve, I haven't talked to you in so long. How you been? What's going on? This and that. We talked like old buddies, like nothing had ever happened. Soon as I mentioned the money. What money? I said, Stephen, come on. You know, we grew up together. What do you mean, what money? You know? He said, you said that was a gift. I said, Stephen, come on. Who's going to give somebody $3,000? I was like, I haven't even given anybody in my own family $3,000, let alone a good friend. I said, I can let you, I let you borrow it. Which said, that's not what you told me, and hung up the phone.
Okay, stop. Mr. Cutler, did you need money?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
You were working in 1995?
Yes, I was.
What kind of work were you doing?
Working in a soda distribution company.
Doing what?
Forklift work and just distribution, loading trucks up.
Okay. Were you evicted from residences at that time?
No, I wasn't.
Your Honor,
well, tell me.
Your Honor, that's a lie.
Just a second. We let you speak. Get back in a second. You don't deny that he transferred, I'm not going to say gave, loaned, or whatever, he transferred $3,000 to you for your benefit?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Now, you tell me how that came about, sir.
We were longtime friends. We grew up together in the same neighborhood. And I knew John was getting a settlement, and he said to me, he said, Steve, he said, if I ever get a large settlement, he says, I'm going to take care of you and George Altz because you guys have been my best friends for so many years. Now, that's what he said to me. He said, you guys are going to get $5,000 each and a trip to Europe, he said to me. He said, I'm going to take you to Europe on me. That's what he told me.
I'm going to take you to Europe.
To Europe, yes, on him.
Just
that we were going to go backpacking, hiking.
So did you ever do that?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
So tell me about the $3,000.
So as time went on, we were in the basement and together, and he said, Steve, he said, remember when I told you I was going to give you $5,000? I said, yes. He said, well, I can't afford to give you $5,000. He said, I spent a lot of money. He said, but I could afford to give you $3,000.
You mean, and that just came out of the blue?
Yes.
Just to hanging out in the basement?
Yeah, yes.
Did you say to him, what happened to the backpacking that we were going to do, the traveling
No,
we were going to do?
I never brought up Europe. I wasn't going to be greedy. I figured whatever, you know, he was going to give me, he was going to give me.
So it just came out of the blue.
To be honest with you, it's been a few years. I don't remember the exact conversation, how it was brought up.
I do.
To be honest with you.
Go ahead.
It never took place in my basement.
Yes, it did.
When he was living in the house and he was getting kicked out, that's when the money transpired, actually. Mr. Alt was present.
He was present?
Step up here, sir.
Yes, he was.
Your Honor,
Step up here,
he's
sir.
lying, Your Honor.
Just a second. That's my strong suit, sir, to tell who's lying. What makes sense? Common sense. Yes.
How you doing?
Your name is... I'm
George
doing
Waltz.
fine. How are you doing?
Good.
Pleased to hear that. Your name is?
George Waltz. Basically, me and Steve talked about getting a loan from John. Actually, it wasn't a loan. We wanted to receive $5,000. Stephen ended up asking him. I just kind of stayed off to the side. A short time after, Steve came back and said, he's not going to loan us $5,000. He'll let us borrow $3,000.
Why were you looking to borrow money?
Because I was in debt at the time, and I had a lot of bills. So did Stephen. So Stephen said, you know, I asked him, he would loan me $3,000. I said, I don't want a loan. If he's going to give me $3,000, I'll take the $3,000. I don't want another loan to get out of debt, to get back in debt with a friend. So I said, it's not even worth it.
Why would you think that your friend, Mr. Harkness, would give you money?
Like, we grew up together. I would. You got to understand our circumstances. You know, we've been through a lot since little kids. I thought maybe we can get some money from him as a friend.
Sure, step up here. Who are you?
My name's Joseph Smeltzer. I know all three of these men here for well over 15 years. When John received his lawsuit, for years, well before he received it, Steve and George had been his best friend, lifelong best friends. John had bragged countless times, and specifically, that he was going to take care of them financially and give them a gift.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
Just a second. Were you present, sir, when you heard any discussion about $5,000 and a trip to Europe?
Yes, I was, many times. No. He made a lot of promises to a lot of people, not just Steve and George. I mean, he bragged that he was going to take care of a lot of people in many different ways.
Shh.
And
just a minute, a lot of people do that.
Yes, they do.
A lot
Absolutely,
of people do that.
But you got to consider the fact when best friends of this nature, they're considered like family. They grew up all their lives. It's more like family. It's like if I came into $1 million tomorrow, I'd have no problem giving Steve $5,000.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He's a bitter man because I couldn't be friends with him no more, because he had a swelled head and I couldn't deal with him no more.
And later today...
You're going to give a box of ashes to your children and say, here, hold your grandmother?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. John Harkness wants his former best friend, Stephen Cutler, to give him back the $3,000 he loaned him. Stephen claims the money was a gift.
What you, Mr. Cutler, is suing for is on a contract. You say that there was a contract, and your contract with him was that he was going to give you a gift, right?
Correct.
A contract requires, in the law, something called consideration. There has to be something that you give to him and something that he gives to you in order for it to be enforceable. Otherwise, it's just puffing. I'm going to take care of all of my friends. Now, there's a certain amount of common sense that suggests to me that you are having certain problems in 1995.
Your
That
Honor,
has a ring of truth to it, sir.
Your Honor, $3,000 wasn't going to make any difference in my life at that time.
He was getting kicked out of the
whatsoever.
Just a second.
Whatsoever, Your Honor.
Just a second. Then why, Mr. Cutler, would you think, sir, that after several years, because this transaction took place several years ago, that Mr. Harkness would at this point sue you for the $3,000?
Because he's a bitter man, Your Honor.
Just a second. Why do you think he's a bitter man?
He's a bitter man because I was friends with him for a year after he gave me the $3,000. After that, I couldn't be friends with him no more because he had a swelled head and I couldn't deal with him no more. And a lot of people the same way. So
don't tell me about a lot of other people. What
two
about
years
you?
later, he calls me up on the phone and said, Steve, he says, the money that I gave you, I want it back. I said, John, you gave it to me as a gift. He said, doesn't matter. We don't speak no more. He says, I want the money back.
Never
I said, well, you're not going to receive the money.
Happened.
You gave it to me as a gift. And he said, well, I'll see you in court. And I said, I'll see you in court then.
Just a second. I'm going to resolve this in a minute. Did he make the check payable to your father?
Yes, he did. He told me, Your Honor, the reason why he made it out to my father was he told me, he goes, I don't want you spending it all in one place. He goes, I feel if your father is involved with it, he goes, your father will look out for the money better than you will. And that's why he wrote my check to my father.
Oh, no, no. You see, a very important thing for you to remember, sir, is that common sense is what's supposed to prevail in a court. If he were giving you money outright, he would have given you the check made out to you. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you didn't need the money immediately, you could have opened up a bank account, put that check in the bank account, and waited for the check to clear. The fact that he made the check out to your father suggests to me that you needed the money immediately.
Yes.
And thank you for agreeing with me.
Sorry.
I also think, Mr. Cutler, that of all of his friends, I haven't heard of anybody else that just took money from him. Right? You haven't told me about anybody else that just took money.
I'm the only one here, Your Honor.
I
mean,
there were other people.
There were other people.
No, there wasn't.
I could have brought many witnesses here, but...
Name one.
Just a second.
Why'd you bring him?
Hey!
Sorry.
Sit down now. Mr. Harkness, I am satisfied based upon primarily the one tangible thing that we know, which is that you both agree on, that you made the check payable to his father, and that suggests to me that there was an immediate need that he had for the funds,
Yes,
which
Your Honor.
supports your story that he needed the funds immediately for a new apartment, which is totally different from what he's saying is that you were in the basement of your building making out a check and you said, I'm going to give you some money.
No, never happened.
Well, I know you say it never happened. So I am giving you a judgment, sir, in the amount of $3,000, which is the amount of the loan. Thank you,
Your
that's
Honor.
all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
That's right.
Out this way, gentlemen.
This way.
Out the back, go to your right.
A freak in disguise, bro.
See, that's all he can say.
A freak in disguise.
That's all he
Look
can
at you.
say.
Rip off that suit and
That's all he
nothing
can
but white
say.
trash.
White trash with a
Mama's a freak,
with
his
a
dad's a
bachelor's degree.
freak, his whole family's
Bachelor's degree.
freak.
Ask him what degree he has. Ask him how many degrees he has. Nothing. I'm white trash.
And now the next case.
Parties on Gendron versus Gendron. Step forward, please.
42-year-old Suzanne Gendron wants her former sister-in-law, Teresa Gendron, to return the ashes of her mother.
Very strange case. And very old. Your mother died 21 years ago, according to your complaint.
Correct.
How old was she when she died?
She was 54.
And according to your complaint, your former sister-in-law, that's you, has her ashes.
Correct.
And she's had them for 21 years.
Yes.
You want them back?
Yes, Your Honor.
First, what took you 21 years?
I have been asking her since my children were born. We had an agreement that if and when I had children, because I was not married when my mom passed on, if and when I had children, that she would give the ashes to me to watch over my children. And
when did you make this agreement?
This was the year after my mother died, and we had agreed to that. And I began asking her for them when my daughter was born. My daughter, Sarah Louise, she's named after my mom. And I have not been successful in getting them from her since then. And we need her very much.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You don't know what it's like growing up in a house
Well,
full of
that,
men
you know, it's
with
not
no
like
woman's
Susan.
touch.
Susan, I'm
No
sorry.
one-
What woman's touch are you going to get from an urn or an ash?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 42-year-old Suzanne Gendron wants her former sister-in-law, Teresa Gendron, to return the ashes of her mother.
Hello.
How are you?
So?
I never agreed to give her back the ashes when her children were born. My mother-in-law confided in me that when she passed away, she wanted to be cremated, and she wanted her ashes thrown where her father used to dock his boat in Long Branch. I never knew exactly where this was, so I didn't want to just take her and just put her ashes anywhere. So the reason that I still have the ashes is because to this day I don't know exactly where she wanted her ashes thrown. She asked me to do this. I took it seriously, and that's why I still have the ashes. I never agreed to give you back the ashes.
Were you close to your mother before she died?
Yes, I was very close.
And did you hear her say, was she ill before she died?
No.
She was not. So this was, her death was sudden?
Very sudden. She had a heart attack.
When did she tell you that she wanted to be cremated?
She lived in Plainfield, and when she was in Plainfield, we spent a lot of time together. Suzanne didn't live in Plainfield. Suzanne lived in Montreal. And on one of our outings or trips to the shore, she told me that this is what she wanted because that's where she felt most peaceful.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yes, and I have explained to my sister-in-law that I am prepared and I insist that we fulfill my mother's last wish. My Aunt Beth and my brother went last summer together to the exact spot where my mom wants her ashes scattered, and it was always in the agreement that I would have my mother for a short time and then we would all go to that spot. We know exactly where it is.
Great. Well, then this is a very easy lawsuit to resolve.
We want to fulfill my mother's last wish.
And so do you.
And so do I.
Good. And when do you intend to do that?
Well, I was unaware that the aunt and my ex-husband knew or even went to this spot.
Well,
what I want to know is why they didn't include me and bring me with them so that we could have fulfilled my mother-in-law's wishes a year ago.
Absolutely. That's going to happen.
That's going to happen.
That's going to happen. When do you want it to happen is the question.
On her 25th, on the anniversary, the 25th anniversary of her death, which will be in 3 years.
No. Why would you want to wait another 3 years?
Because I don't have very long to live. I've been diagnosed with 2 different terminal illnesses. And I would like, for my children and for myself, I have some very difficult battles to fight. And I need my mother's strength. And I don't think that after 21 years, I don't think that 2 years or 2.5 years is going to hurt my mom that much. I think she'll enjoy being with me, her daughter, and her grandchildren.
Ms. Gendron, what you say is very sad, but you can't give yourself, nobody can predict the moment that an illness that you have, even if it's a terminal one, is going to cause you to leave this earth. And I wouldn't like you to live under that kind of an onus anyway. I mean, that's a terrible thing. Right now, your mother, and you acknowledge that, had a dying wish, and her wish was that she be cremated, which she was, and that she wanted to rest peacefully, having her ashes dispersed in a certain way.
Yes.
So you have to do that.
Yes.
And you have to do that now. It's been all too long delayed.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What is clear to me is that every person has the right to dictate what happens to them at the time of their death. Your mother did that.
Yes, she
It's
did.
been delayed for 21 years. It should not be delayed at all. I will make an order, and you tell me at what point you're going to be ready to go to New Jersey. That's where she wanted to be scattered. So you tell me when, and I will fix a time frame, a week or a 2-week period.
Spring.
In the spring? Step up here. Yes. April? Good. April.
How about May? May 15th. That's my daughter's birthday. She's named after my mother.
Is that a good date?
That's a good date.
May 15th?
Yes.
Fine. That on or before May 15th, the 2 of you, together with any of the siblings that want to accompany you, will finally fulfill your mother's last wish. Case is resolved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Please.
Thank you.
And on the next Judge Judy.
In my opinion, my sister-in-law feels like a box of ashes is going to take all her guilt and loss away from her. That's going to put something back into her life. I don't live with a box of ashes.
It's not a
I
box
live with
of ashes. It's my
memories.
mom.
You're going to give a box of ashes to your children and say, "Here, hold your grandmother"?
No, I had a beautiful urn made for Mom. You don't know what it's like growing up in a house
Well,
full of men
you know, it's
with
not
no
like
woman's
Susan.
touch.
Susan, I'm
No.
sorry. What woman's touch are you going to get from an urn or an ash?
Michael, Fess up!
His dad and stepmom co-signed the truck loan. Now he's left them stuck with the bill.
If it was between my dad and I, we wouldn't be here.
Somebody's got to be aggravated with this lawsuit. Bird doesn't want to be aggravated with this lawsuit. Right? Michael, fess up!
Nanette Dixon want David's son, 30-year-old Michael Dixon, to pay them back for his repossessed truck. Michael says the debt was paid.
Order, all rise. Quiet in the courtroom. Now, this is case number 440 on the calendar in the matter of Dixon versus Dixon. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. Dixon, this is your son.
Yes, it is.
And some time ago, according to your complaint, he wanted to buy a truck.
That's correct.
Couldn't get credit on his own,
That's right.
so you co-signed for the truck.
Yes, I did.
How old were you at the time, sir?
That would make me 19.
And you're 30 now?
Yes, I am.
And how long did you have this truck?
Roughly 2.5 years.
And then it got repossessed?
That's correct.
Because you stopped making?
Payments. Yes.
And then you were about 20 years old, so everything was terrific. And your father says that the credit company came after him.
That's correct, yes. They came after me, and they repossessed it, and they auctioned it off, and the balance was due on it was $4,400. And they were going to come after me and take me to court if I didn't start making payments. So I agreed to start making the payments of $200 a month, and I told my boy that this is going to have to be taken care of, and he just basically said it wasn't his problem. And
He was 21 years old at the time.
no, I didn't get the paperwork until '96, the July of '96 when they came after me.
So for 8 years, they were quiet.
No.
No, it was.
It's wrong.
It was repossessed in, I think, in '89.
No, 90.
I mean, or '90.
You're Mrs. Dixon?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Are you his mother?
No, I am his stepmother.
When did you become his stepmother?
In 1989.
When, for the first time, did you hear from this credit company?
On July of '96. We got some documents in the mail from this lawyer that was taking over the case to retrieve the money that was owed on it.
Now, Mr. Dixon, so what you're telling me is between the time that the truck was repossessed
Yes.
in 1989 until 1996, you knew nothing about the fact that there was a deficiency when the truck was repossessed?
I was not aware of it, no.
Now, you were made aware, however, between 1989 and 1996 that there were monies owed on the truck?
No, I wasn't. Chrysler sent me a letter saying that it was sold for more than it was owed.
Let me see that.
I don't have. It was 9 years ago. I don't have that. I don't keep that records
Your
that
Honor,
good.
I have paperwork here showing about the repossession, the year. I have letters from the attorney.
Does anybody have any letters between 1989 and 1996?
Yes.
Can I see them?
Yes. But, Your Honor, what gets me about this whole thing is our grandchildren.
It's been on my...
Our presents, for the kids' presents are sitting right here that they didn't get for Christmas.
I called my dad, told me to come by with him.
This has all been because of all this that's been going on.
How many children do you have?
I have 3.
Your Honor, this is the second time we've taken him to court. 1996, they pulled the same thing. They moved, did not let us know where the kids were living. And also, my husband finally got to see him at Christmas down at his other son's house.
Well, that was in '96.
It was in '96.
So
they kept us from us for 5 months. Grandkids.
he just stated to me that the way things are at this point, it wouldn't be a good idea for us to see the kids, the
You've
grandchildren.
always been welcome. You have always been welcome.
Mr. Dixon, what's the problem, while I'm looking this over, with your father visiting with the children?
I called him and told him he's welcome to come anytime he wants.
But see, you heard him say, I was welcome, not my wife.
That is correct. He
Why
was
is
welcome.
that?
Because this is the reason we're here is because of her.
Why?
Because.
Well, tell me. Why do you think the
this
reason?
is what she does for a living.
What do you mean this is what you...
Sues.
What?
No, come on. That's only giving me One-word answers.
Well, she's got several other cases that she's suing other people for, and that's what this is all about.
Well,
if it was between my dad and I, we wouldn't be here.
It's not
You
true,
think so?
Michael.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you this. This is a confession of judgment that I'm looking at. Have you seen it?
No. Judgment? For what?
Well, it's a confession of judgment before lawsuit. And it's against your father by the finance company. Whereas he agrees to pay the balance due, which was $4,400, sir, so that they wouldn't sue him.
I've got paperwork that says it's a paid repossession, that I owe zero.
Well, but if that's true, sir, then you should take that up with the credit company. You should take care of what your father has been paying, and then take it up with the credit card company.
It's not my. I've done my time on it. I mean, yes,
sir.
It's been a paid repossession. I had paperwork showing that it was paid.
All right. First, A, you don't have the paperwork to show me. B, even if you did, your father is the innocent party. You bought the truck. You used the truck. You stopped paying on the truck. Defaulted on the loan. They repossessed your truck, right?
That's correct.
And he's paying. Now, if he's paying, and he's paying because the credit company is wrong, why should he have the aggravation of having to deal with them when it was your problem? You were guilty. You bought something you couldn't pay for. You stopped paying for it. They came and repossessed it. He was a good guy and co-signed for you, right?
Yeah.
So you got to take over the aggravation. Why should he have the aggravation?
Well, maybe we ought to check into the records. Maybe they're wrong.
Who's wrong?
Wherever they get this paperwork.
Right! What do you mean we? You. Not him.
I'm not being sued by them.
Michael, it's your problem, sir. You're a grown-up. Your father merely did you a favor and said, I will guarantee the payment. Certainly, they can go after him. But it's your problem. Don't you understand that? Sir.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
They'll end up, hopefully, still loving each other. But not you. You're supposed to be in the background, and you're not supposed to instigate trouble.
And later today,
You couldn't tell which phone calls were hers and which phone calls were yours. Yes. Because you were dating her brother.
No, she was
She
dating
was
my
dating
brother.
your brother.
I don't even know your brother.
Listen, hey,
Since when?
Miss Hunter, don't talk to each other, because you annoy me.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. David and Annette Dixon say they had to pay the bank for his son, Michael's repossessed truck. Michael says the repossession took care of the debt.
Michael, there comes a time you have to grow up, sir, and accept responsibility for what you do. How many kids do you have?
3.
You take care of them?
Oh, yeah, very well.
Do you have a father who tried to do the same for you? You have brothers and sisters?
Yes, I do.
Do you see them?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you see them?
Yes.
And as far as your kids are concerned, you never use your children as...
I never have.
Good. All right.
Never have used them as a tool.
Then don't. Don't. It's the wrong thing to do. In this situation, this is your aggravation. Somebody's got to be aggravated with this lawsuit. Bird doesn't want to be aggravated with this lawsuit. Right? Right? Your father shouldn't be aggravated with this lawsuit. If somebody made a mistake, then you should say, Pop, they made a mistake. Let me take it over and I'll look into it. And I'll take care of it. So, Michael, fess up.
Your Honor.
Listen, let me tell you something about being a stepmother.
Yes.
You're supposed to butt out.
Okay.
Because they'll end up, hopefully, still loving each other. But not you. You're supposed to be in the background, and you're not supposed to instigate trouble. You got it? Good. All right. But meanwhile, you're suing for $4,000. Now, is that what you have actually paid?
No, we have paid $1,600 on this. He has paid me a total of $400 in 14 months.
So you have been making some payments, sir?
Yeah, I gave him just to keep her happy, to keep him happy.
So you acknowledge some sort of responsibility?
Just to keep my dad and I on good terms, I would have done anything.
Well, that's good. So far, you've paid $1,600. Is that right?
Yes, we have.
And according to you, Michael, you are going to be able to establish that this truck was sold without a deficit, correct?
Yes.
Good! Then I am going to give you, sir, an interim order. Your out-of-pocket so far is $1,600. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Good. In the event, of course, Michael, that you cannot establish to the satisfaction of the credit company that they are mistaken, this is without prejudice to your father, if he has to, coming back here, if you refuse to take on the obligation for the remainder of the bill, coming back to court to seek the remainder of the judgment. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,600. That's all.
Excuse, you may step out. Out this way, man. Back, go to your right, please.
Used to be real tight. Yeah, used to be. We used to work together every day.
And he said, I can come over.
You don't even remember?
But she cannot.
Because we wouldn't be here.
That's...
If it was just you and I, we wouldn't be here.
That's
Why
not right.
not, Michael?
You know we wouldn't be here.
And now the next case.
Parties on Hunter versus Harvey. Step forward, please.
24-year-old Stephanie Hunter says her former roommate, 24-year-old Katrina Harvey, owes her for long-distance phone calls.
All right, this dispute is about a phone bill.
Yes.
You were living with the plaintiff, is that correct?
Yes, I was.
How did it come about that she was living with you?
Me and Katrina have been friends since we were about 16 years old. We were really close. She stayed with me before she moved away. I guess she was having problems down in Carolina where she was at. She decided she wanted to come back to California. I told her if she wanted to come back, you know, she can come stay with me until she got on her feet. And she did that.
And the only arrangement was that she paid for her own long-distance phone calls.
Well, what it was is she paid me $100. She only stayed a month, and she was supposed to pay for her own phone bill, yes.
Okay.
All the phone calls that she made, she was supposed to pay for it.
Okay. And you say she left and didn't pay the phone bill.
Right.
And how much was her phone bill?
The phone bill was $362 and...
For 1 month?
For 1 month. It was $362.65.
Okay. Your defense.
When I moved there, originally I was there for like 3 weeks total. And when I first got there, I gave her $100. And she said, the only thing I want you to pay for is for your phone calls. So I said, well, apply that to the phone calls.
She's lying.
Just a second.
No, you're
Wait,
lying.
Just a second.
She is lying.
Shh. Hey.
Okay.
First of all, madam, what you're telling me now is nothing remotely similar to what you put in your answer, which I have. I mean, that's a good story.
No, but I told
But that's a good story. But in your answer, you say...
Well, she just told you that I gave her 100.
Listen to me. In your answer, you say that you agreed to pay the phone bill, but the problem was you couldn't tell which phone calls were hers and which phone calls were yours.
Yes.
Because you were dating her brother.
No, she was dating my brother.
She was dating your brother.
I don't even know your brother.
Listen, hey,
Since when?
Miss Hunter, listen to me. Don't talk to each other, because you annoy me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Not having sister.
You do have a sister.
I do not have any sisters.
You do have a sister.
Just give me a sister then. Tell my mother that.
Girl,
let her know that. She has extra children.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephanie Hunter is suing her former roommate, Katrina Harvey, for unpaid phone bills. Katrina claims they both made calls to the same phone number, making them equally responsible for the phone bills.
She was dating your brother, and Both of you were calling your brother, which accounts for a lot of the long-distance calls, and that's your defense. It had nothing to do with this $100 that you say you gave her on deposit.
Both of us were not necessarily calling my brother. My phone calls were made to, when I moved out here and I was not having any type of problems, I just decided to come back. When I decided to come back, she, God, I forgot my thought.
Because you're lying.
No.
Miss Hunter, listen to me. Miss Hunter, if you speak to her again, I'm going to dismiss your lawsuit.
Okay.
Understood?
Okay.
And then you're going to leave here with nothing.
Okay.
Not even the opportunity of having it heard.
Okay.
The calls that I were making were to my place of employment because I transferred out here. That number and my son's father is the only. I've made some calls to my brother, but not as numbered, not as nearly any of that.
All right. Now, 803 is where you came from, is that right?
Yes.
Area code 803.
Mm-hmm.
And what's 813?
I have no idea what 813 is.
The highlighted portions are Trina's calls.
Judge,
excuse me?
The highlighted portions are Trina's call, and Judge,
Just a second, you say that. But what I'm trying to figure out is most of these calls are to an 803.
Mm-hmm. That's Columbia, South Carolina.
Right.
The ones that are circled in blue are mine. They're bottom portion. There's about 5 phone calls that are mine.
I understand that.
And that's to Newcastle.
Listen to me.
The 813, I don't know.
St. Petersburg, Florida. Who lives in St. Petersburg, Florida?
Her friend
Who knows?
Angela.
She has a million men. Who knows? Who
Listen to me.
knows in Florida?
Hey,
who knows?
One more time, and then you're both gone. Do me a favor. Would you add up all these Newcastle calls here for me?
Sure.
And how does she want a reconnect fee when her phone was already disconnected long before she ever received that bill?
Just a second.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. You was calling me from a payphone harassing me.
No, I was.
Yes, you were.
Trina, that was after that.
Very good.
$50.73, Judge.
Now, $312. How much, madam, did you give her towards your phone bill?
$100.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that the $100 was towards that, because if it was, you would have absolutely included it in your answer. So forget about the $100. You didn't give her $100 towards your long-distance bill as soon as you walked in.
Yes, I did.
Well, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You lived in her house. There was gas, there was electric, there was food, there was all the
I was there
other
for
things.
3 weeks, and that is nothing that I would not have done for her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I don't believe you, but let us assume I did believe you. You still would have owed her over $200 for the phone. How much did you give her?
I'm just trying to tell you that she was calling my brother just as much as I was using that phone. That's how come we cannot determine which one of those calls were hers and what were mine.
I can determine it. 803 is where you came from, correct?
Uh-huh. And my brother comes from 803, too.
Just a second. Do you have your last month's phone bill, the phone
Yes,
or
I do.
a couple of months ago? Can I take a look at it?
Yes, I do. And I also have my...
Shh, don't.
Okay.
Just give me what you have.
Okay. Here you go.
Because
This
what I
one,
would
too.
like to do is just to compare to see how many times she called her brother in previous months.
She did not get in
Call her
touch with him
boyfriend.
until she got in touch with me.
You know, you got a good story all the time. I'm just going to look at this and see. Just a second. Now, she wasn't very close to your brother. No. She wasn't very close to your brother. And this is for what month? June? Oh, yes, this is the same month. Yeah. And then you come. I do not believe, madam, that you gave her $100 in advance towards your long-distance bill. I don't believe that at all. What you owe is $312, and the judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $312. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
She's scandalous. You know what I'm saying? She's scandalous. Point blank, that's why she ain't got nothing, ain't gonna have nothing, ain't nothing good gonna come to her. Her family, her brothers, her sisters, I guess, her mom.
I don't have any sisters.
You do have a sister.
I do not have any sisters.
You do have a sister.
Just give me a sister then. Tell my mother that.
Girl,
let her know that. She has extra children.
She got a sister named Kathy. She lying. Girl, God gonna strike you down.